religion, like with Cameron?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just about all the G20 leaders attend this place. They've been collected into it, and other people that aren't even in the G20 are in it. A bunch of African countries, Scandinavian countries, a bunch of different royalties. They all go there, and so many people have been made an example of. They are all scared silent, except for like the most powerful. They're really for it. They're all a bunch of old, ugly, fat people that can't get laid, so they bring people there, and they're all enslaving people, and it's just a lifestyle for them, right? Because they're so powerful and stuff. But they never figured I'd turn on them. I always planned to. I always planned to turn on them. As soon as they released my memory to me, I was going to be down in the police station, on the internet, something, until they killed me, because, I can't continue to be going to this place, and I always told them I didn't want to go there. And Elizabeth's like, you'll come here if I want you to. And she's always full of threats. You don't see her talking too much on TV and stuff. Oh, man, this windbag at this place. Oh, my God. She says she is the speaker. This is her venue. And I am her soapbox.
Well, they have to be scared, though, right? I mean,
they're terrified.
They're knowing that you're disseminating this information, not only you, but many other people. And I know you've come in contact with others that have been at these cloning centers, and they come forward, and of course, they kind of change immediately afterward, or I don't know if there's some sort of technology with the chip and so forth, where with threats, where they change, like tequila, for example, and so forth. I'm trying to name drop it, but you come in contact with these other people. However, these powers that be, so to speak, like the Queen of England, I'm sure there's many other, like you said, the G20, they must be scared this information is coming out. At the same time, would they not then kind of step back from showing up so much and being so obvious about it for fear that they'll be found out?
Yes, they're trying to negotiate. This is the thing. They wanted me to tell about cloning. They wanted me to tell about Vril and the hosts, the parasited hosts. Now, the thing is, they did not want me to tell about the Chipheads, because they want to continue their fake immortality, flawed existence. But I told
Why did they want you to tell about the other stuff, though?
Okay, all the celebrities, they don't want to attend anymore. And all of the ground level people that go there for rowdy, crazy, disgusting fun, they don't want to go there anymore. The novelty is worn off.
Basically, business, they're trying to shut the business down because it's not as functional anymore, right?
Yes, and they don't know what to do about all the hosts in the world. There is a lot of hosts, parasited hosts of these lizards. They used to be called mimics because they mimic human behavior. Germans called them doppelgangers. They have all kinds of names from different countries. Japan called them Oni. That means demon in Japan. Yeah, they want it known, but they said that this is the subject that is going to cause the end of the world, and they said I have to say it right to the world, or it's going to be a catastrophe, because this could, once it's proven, once you see a crab, I call them crab nasties, once you see a Vril body on television, and then people know what the proboscis does, and then someone says the percentage of the population that has been droned, it could lead to panic, riots, loss of social order, looting, martial law, all that, and that could be the end of the world, spiral down. Just, everybody got to stay calm. They're trying to think of a solution, but the thing is, China and Russia, man, China and Russia and Germany are pretty much the most powerful factions there. Italy is pretty much, Italy has the religious part of the Catholicism there. They got lots of money, but they're nothing compared to China and Russia. China and Russia droned a lot of people, very heartlessly, with a military agenda. And
well, Johnny, so what does that mean, like, for the average person? So are you saying that, like, when you're walking down the street, I would tend to think that there'd be some people that would be droned, which means it's their body is not really their original human body, but it's this sort of real mentality taking over human body. So if you're walking down the street, there could be a percentage of other people, right? Now, but also on that, then looking at positions in power, wouldn't it make sense to conceive the idea, if that's what their agenda is, whatever it is for droning, that people in high power, even presidents and so forth, could be drones instead of just...
Definitely.
And when you say China and Russia militarily, are you trying to say that they're using China and Russia as their personal bodyguards?
No, they are. China and Russia have been using lizards to replace people, to drone people and make them willing slaves, because the drone just likes being a human.
What's in it for the lizards? What's in it for the lizards then?
Ensured safety, keeping them secret. They get more bodies to inhabit for their friends back underground and stuff. Different stuff.
So they're
also
like food purveyors then to them. They're like food and entertainment providers.
Yes, exactly.
Basically.
No, they don't only drone people. They eat people. Their favorite food is humans and goats. Goats and the type 3s like poultry, blood. Now they drink blood, and the solids that they like are brain and pancreas. It's their choicest parts, right? And they get them people, governments get them people to eat. It's disgusting. You would think that the government people were drones. Now, thing is, China and Russia, they pretty much undermined America so bad. They have been droning people in America for a long time, in the government and everything, and chipping people's heads and taking over. America isn't even, I don't want to get people mad, but America isn't even really a country. It's a parasite country. It's going to have a real bad time soon, because Russia and China are setting it up to take a fall. They know that they can't nuke them, because they'd get a retaliatory strike and they would take damage. They know they can't invade, because everybody has guns and they get blasted. So they're going to find something else to do. And I think they're going to drop a man-made asteroid on it from somewhere out there. I don't know how they can do this. It could be a plasma ball caused by the HARP machine that they have, the weather manipulation tool they have. They've been using that for a while.
Is the Nibiru everybody's talking about, Planet X? Is that what you're thinking that they're going to do, is pull Planet X down onto Earth?
They've told me years ago there is no Planet X. They said they're going to use that as an excuse. Now, what their plan was, they had a few different plans and spin-offs of those plans. They made a few movies about it to run it by the public, to gauge public reaction, to see what
predictive programming. Yes. So can you, and real quickly, Donnie, when you're talking about this, like what movies specifically are you referring to?
Oh man, like Deep Impact and like Armageddon and all that.
Okay.
The Nicole Kidman, who attends, by the way, she made a movie a little while ago called The Invasion, where people are getting droned, but they have webs on their hands, so you can tell. These things don't have webs on their hands, and you can't tell. They imitate human behavior very well. And the thing is, something I have to tell you guys about drones, they don't breed well. So if you see a family, they had a child that's missing an ear, they had a child that was born with a tail, they had a child that was born missing an eye. This family is probably parented by 1 or 2 drones. They don't breed well at all. Drones usually go bald. Their skin gets all red rosacea, rashy looking. One of their eyeballs sometimes pops out, like Nicolas Cage. He just had to do a movie with his eye, with a gunshot wound to it to cover up his popped out eyeball. Yeah, he's a freak. All the mainstream artists go to this cloning center, and all the biggest political people and all the biggest royalties go to this place, and they're all so confident they will never be caught, because the REM-driven Mark II cloning is too hard for the public to fathom. They're like, REM, transfer your consciousness. Oh, that's not real, that's Star Trek. Everybody thinks that. But it is
the bigger the lie, the easier it is to believe.
Well,
not
the
fully yet.
transhumanists are talking about doing it right now. They're openly talking about wanting to do it, but it's something that people have to search for. They don't.
Yeah.
They're not putting it on CNN. I mean, you have to search deep for this, and it's not. It's not that they're hiding it, but they're sure not talking about it at all.
I wouldn't watch CNN because Anderson Cooper goes to the place. He's supposedly a rich guy from some family called the Vanderbilts. He attends the place. He talked to me before. They all want to meet me and talk to me and say, "Hey, how'd you think up all those songs, man?" And I say, "Why don't you refer to my last answer from the last 25 people that asked me that?" And I really
take you there, Donnie?
Oh yeah, man. Just about every REM stage I'm there. But recently, they haven't been attacking me at all. They're acting like they're worried. They're like, "What are you going to say? What are you going to do?" And I'm like,
well, no, Donnie, too, on that, like, if Anderson Cooper and so forth, when they're visiting there, do you mean when they're visiting there, they're not physically there, they're
REM'd into a clone. They're transferred into a clone. They all have clones on racks there, just waiting to go, right?
So it's just their REM surrogate, right? Just their REM surrogate? Okay.
Oh yeah, that surrogate movie is about it too. Oh, the Avatar, the Avatar film is based on Mark II REM cloning, and man,
I saw a movie called The Island with Scarlett Johansson and Ewan McGregor. It really reminded me of you also.
And they both attend too. They both attend the place too. Man, it's crazy.
What about the Vatican and the Rothschilds, Downey? What part do they play?
Well, the Vatican's been down with lizards for a whole long time.
And I got a problem. I got a big problem with the Pope and the Rothschilds. You've seen my blog. You know what kind of problem I have with it. So I'm wanting to know, what, from your vantage point and your experiences, what's their deal?
Well, the Rothschilds have been helping lizards for like hundreds of years. These bloodline families, they're just lizard helpers. They helped lizards in the past, and lizards favored them in the past. They used to bring them up gold and gems from underground that they mined. They don't need them, right? And they would trade people, like the Danish kings. They would trade the Danish kings gems and gold, raw gold, like just crude gold, and they would give them animals, children, all kinds of things, and just cart them down tunnels and cages and stuff. They had a good little trading thing going, and but now it seems like they want lizards gone. But they're afraid of telling the world about hosts, like Dmitry Medvedev said, just on an interview thing just a little while ago. He said, if the world knew about how many aliens were among us, there would be panic, right? He just said that recently. He's talking about the hosts. I mean, there's a movie that's coming out soon. It's called The Host. They're just putting it out there. They're afraid that someone's going to freak out and there's going to be riots and stuff. It could be the end of the world once people find out about this. This is the end of days subject. These things have always been under us, man. They used to.
I wanted to talk to you about that too because you had mentioned, and we saw the other day with the Pope, we saw a prophecy fulfilled, the Saint Malachi prophecy, which we'll talk about next week, but. You've talked to me before about, with these real lizards, the Pharisee prophecies, and it's interesting that you use the word Pharisee, and we just spoke about the Rothschilds because the Pharisees were the Jewish religious leaders that were responsible for the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, and how do they play into the real?
Well,
and what are the Pharisee prophecies? Are they duplicating Revelation's prophecies on purpose, or what are they doing?
Well, the thing is, they don't have a religion that they can follow because there's not too many religions that will condone the scummy things that they do. So they made a collage of a bunch of different prophecies, the Nostradamus prophecies, the Quatrains, the Revelations, and the Hopi Indian prophecies, Mayan and Aztec prophecies, and they mixed them all together and tried to make some kind of sense of it. Now, these Pharisees, they make the prophecies happen in any way that they can to ensure that religion is still a viable business. Like